Hi everyone, Hat Robin here, doing another video. This time it is my Paralysis Hunting Horn versus the Legiana. I just wanted to kind of get this under my belt just in case there was a Master Rank optional quest tied to it, because after doing a little bit of hunting, I found that, like, hunting the Pink Rathian suddenly opened up a bunch of, like, mantle optional quests and boosters. Ooh. And boosters and things like that. So I thought maybe I should hunt the Legiana right before hunting the Shrieky Legiana, so I get kind of a feel for what it is with the hunting horn again. I'm using the Paralysis hunting horn and not the poison because, fun fact about poison weapons, they're very helpful, but they're more helpful the harder time you have with the monster, because that damage is just more proportional to... The damage is proportional to the damage you do, right? So, like, if you do not that much, like, actual hitting the monster, but you proc a bunch of poison, you're doing more proportional damage overall in the hunt with poison than you are with your weapon. And I feel like I'm hunting the Legiana pretty efficiently, so I'm going with Paralysis. That also gives me more openings. Not to mention, this sucker has ice resist, which is why I'm getting all of these up ready. Now, I could have fought the Legiana up in that area where it was staying, but I find it way better to just wait for it to come over here and drop off of this ledge exactly here, and you get an instant mount. Even if you don't have Airborne, like if you don't have like the air attack boost skill, I think it's an instant mount every time you hunt Legiana if you jump from that ledge. Which is always nice, because yes, mounts aren't the quote-unquote meta from what I've seen, but like, it gives you a free knockdown, and you don't have to worry about getting hit for a while. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. Also gives me my chance to tenderize. It's important to get your songs out before the hunt starts if you can. I was waiting for that so I could... Of course he fell asleep. I was going to wallbang him anyway when he falls asleep. But those Gajulaka are helping out. If you are at any point in Monster Hunter World and the Gajulaka are not helping you while you're hunting a monster, what you have not done at that point is gotten all of the equipment for your Palico from the feline helpers throughout all of the other maps. Once you do that, then you get a subquest to get the Gajulaka to help you. And then they could, when you see them out on the hunts, if there is a monster that you are fighting, they will also fight that monster, like on knockdowns and things. You see that it also just procced another sleep. I tried to hit that wall, it did not work. What I should have done, now looking at this in the past, is what I should have mounted the Legiana, and if there's a feline in the area on the walls, like there is in this one, if you don't spam the attack button, the monster will tend to fly over to that area, and you will get a prolonged trap and then a knockdown, so you get a lot of free damage. I could have done that here, I didn't. That's okay, because Legiana is not that hard to me, especially when you give it ice proof, ice resistance. I'm also trying numbers, just so I can see kind of stuff. It seems like the Super Pound is the heaviest hitting weapon attack. While recitals don't quite hit as much, they do give you that extra KO. And yeah, so Clutch Claw, if you've already got the part weakened that you are planning on hitting for the most part, when they do what's called a clagger, which was that animation when they kind of stagger back for your Clutch Claw, which is why it's called the clagger, the Clutch Claw stagger, and you want to maximize damage, but you already have the part tenderized, what you can do is you can Clutch Claw onto the monster and then immediately drop off. That gives you some extra time for it being staggered than would normally. that you could get a nice window off. That's also really good for when you're doing hunts with other people. You see, I got that stun, so now I'm gonna do the Infernal move. And the Infernal move does a lot more hits, which can proc the status. I saw that he was going to sleep. I figured I'd sharpen. I just dropped to green. White sharpness is kind of the best sharpness that you can have. Purple sharpness is incredible and fantastic. Gotta re-weaken. Purple sharpness is fantastic when hunting monsters with extremely hard hit zones. And it's also just nice to have because it is a multiplier. However, you get a bigger multiplier from blue to white than you do from white to purple sharpness. So it's not the end of the world if you don't have purple or if you drop out of purple, which isn't going to be a problem for me for quite some time. I'm not getting purple for a while. I know that. But yeah, so you don't have to worry about freaking out when your weapon drops from purple to white. But white to blue, and then blue to green, you really want to get that back up. That move right there is called the Grift. I didn't get it off correctly in that, like I didn't actually get a hit with it. But if you don't move and press the super pound button, the triangle and circle in my case, your hunting horn will actually swing backwards. It's a really good way to head snipe when the monster's turning around to face you, and still give you some time to roll out of the way. What I'm doing here is because the Legiana is enraged, instead of trying to dung pod the pink Rathian and hope that it leaves without the Legiana stun locking it into the arena, I just came up here. Because the Legiana is enraged, it was going to come after me anyway, and when they're enraged you can get them to transfer zones where you couldn't normally. So that's what I did, and I just brought him back to this area. I think this is a fine enough area, especially with the hunting horn to fight Legiana in. It gets a little tricky with some other weapons like Lance, where some of its highest damaging moves involve doing the charge. And that charge gets all funky on a slant. If you stand right there, if you get close, it might seem weird, but if you get close to Legiana when it does that sweeping ice move, that is a way to dodge it. My Stamina Thief is procced, because blunt weapons do stamina damage. So I went ahead and used that to get a wallbang. 2 slaps and a wallbang will always enrage the monster immediately after. Some might argue that Stamina Thief, especially if you're running an Agitator build, is not the quote-unquote way to go. But, I don't know, it gives you another free wallbang and gets you right back into Agitator. You see, I started breaking off before anything happened because I could tell. I looked at, like, my little mini-map, I saw the little skull icon popping up. Fun fact that I, after spending over 900 hours in this game, just found out is there's a little heartbeat under the monster that you're fighting, and that is also an indicator as to where its health is at. And you can see it's kind of not, like, it's not even having, like, any spikes. It's just kind of really flat. Tells you, that's another way of telling you that it's ready to get hunted. I kept in that video part just so you could see the most optimal way to get up here with the Clutch Claw. You kind of Spider-Man it up. And then this is me realizing, oh wait, my cat only has the Vigor Wasp, so I'll put down a trap myself. But yes, so in getting up to this area, there's those series of Clutch Claws that you could rewind the video and look at. And that will get you up to this area really quick. I recommend either fighting in this area or fighting in the area below, not in that in-between area, because it's very small arenas, and there's so many ledges that can just knock you around, and it's just not fun. So I always avoid that. But anyway, that is this video, the hunting horn versus the Legiana. I'm making my way through stuff. I just fought the Shrieking Legiana and getting into Master Rank 4-star quests so I can hopefully get the Azir Rathalos Lance. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please let me know. If you have any thoughts on any of the hunts, whether that's advice or comments, if any of this stuff helped you, please let me know down in the comments. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to drink your water and stretch. Stretch daily before you go to sleep, and ideally also in the morning. It sounds like a lot, but it's super helpful. All right. See ya.